Welcome back, geniuses! Previously, we talked about space and time. Now we will talk about the next dimension. What would that be? The most important dimension of all? The E dimension, emotions. Very, very, very important when you talk about the mood. It's emotions that matter more than space, more than time, more than anything. They're the most important factor. And the reason for that, if a dog was running after you, would you have trouble focusing? Would you go check your Facebook? I doubt it. So really put in the right emotions. Fear can be a good emotion. I mean, fear was my main driver to study that hard for that long for that exam, as opposed to another exam in which the stakes were not so high. Also, well, it was fear in the beginning, but then it became a habit. Fear got me focused in the first days. Then I got into the habit of focusing, and then focusing became second nature. Another emotion that could drive you is greed. You know, greed for money, greed for knowledge, greed for whatever the reward of achieving your goals. So you gotta build your motivation before you start working or studying or engaging in any activity in which you want to focus. You must build your motivation to put yourself into the mood. And one of the great motivation builders is to write an essay. So before you start studying a topic or working on a topic or whatever, write an essay, a sort of why we fight essay. Why am I doing all this? You must know it, and don't just jot down a few words. Take at least 30 minutes to deeply reflect on why you are doing what you are doing and what will happen to you if you fail. Try and get some fear on the way. Fear is a good thing. What will happen if you succeed, and how does this fit into your larger goals? And then that essay, you may have it handy so you can look at it every morning or so that you get really, really in the mood for studying or working, whatever you want to focus on. And once your brain knows why you are doing what you're doing, it's going to do it much more effectively. And if you can build up enough fear, as if a dog was behind you, then you will be able to truly, truly focus. Now, there is one little disclaimer here, one little word of warning about fear. Fear is good when it comes to focus, but too much fear is really destructive. You know, when I study, I use stress to keep me going and to help me focus, but I notice that when there is just too much stress, I can't focus and I find myself engaging in escape activities, and I just go visit the fridge several times, and I go check my Facebook, and if I don't allow myself Facebook, I'd call a friend or whatever. So fear is to be used with caution. Use a little bit of fear and a lot of greed, and do the conditioning of your reward system, and that goes a long way into having the right emotions to focus. Now, we can't talk about motivation without talking about goals. Goals with deadlines, because a goal without a deadline is merely a wish. So now with goals, really goals should be daily goals. It's okay to have goal for 1 year, goal for a lifetime, and goals for whatever, but the goals that you're most likely to achieve and the goals that really, really help you out, it is setting daily goals. And actually what I do, I have bronze, silver, and golden goals. So basically every morning before I start working, I be like, okay, the golden goal of today is to be able to do task A plus task B plus task C, and my silver goal would be to be able to do just task A and task B, and my bronze goal, that is the minimum of the minimum, is to get task A done. Now obviously task A, I would choose the most important task. So for example, for me it will be to get the course on focus ready, get the videos of creativity ready. Like for example, if getting this course ready would be the most important task for me, so I would have my main task is to prepare the course for focus. Now if I can do that before my day ends, then I have reached silver. I have reached bronze. And if I can prepare the course on focus and the course on creativity, then I have reached silver. And if I can do them both and add some other whatever course on IQ or something, then I have reached the gold. And the reason why your goals must be daily is to get your daily dopamine. Because if you have a goal that you will not reach until 1 year passes by, then that goal is not giving any dopamine to your brain. You gotta wait an entire year to get the dopamine. Your brain is gonna try and seek dopamine through some other activities like smoking, like TV, like social media. These activities give it dopamine right now. So your brain is going to set other goals. Goals will be to watch TV for 3 hours a day, and another goal will be to be on the social media for 4 hours a day. These goals do give the brain big shots of dopamine. So these goals, you will always achieve them. For example, if you set for yourself the goal to spend 5 hours a day on Facebook, you can easily reach that because it is giving you enough dopamine on a regular basis. Actually, Facebook has this genius thing that it gives you dopamine on every 30 seconds or something. So it's really tiny quote unquote goals. Like it gives you the goal to stay on Facebook for 30 seconds, then it gives you a little bit of dopamine, then it gives you a goal to stay along for some 30 more seconds, and it gives you another load of dopamine. And that's why this goal, although you may not have set it for yourself, your subconscious has set it for you, and you will always achieve it. And if you want your goals, the goals that you set for yourself, to be achieved, then you must give yourself at least a daily dose of dopamine. If not an hourly dose of dopamine, like your goal for this hour is to finish this or that, then your goal for the next hour is to do this or that. Do not give yourself unrealistic goals on an hourly basis. Actually, give yourself easy goals that you will reach, that will give you the dopamine. There's no point in being like, in 1 hour I should have finished 3 chapters, when you know that you will only finish half a chapter, because that will make you sad and that will make your reward pathway not want to do this again. But if you set for yourself a goal to finish half a paragraph, then you have finished an entire paragraph. This makes you happy. Happy is a synonym of dopamine, and dopamine just gets your reward pathway working wonders to install that goal into you. So once you have your goals of focus, that I should, for example, your first day, your bronze goal is to be able to focus for 30-minute blocks without distraction. Your silver goal will be to be able to focus for 40-minute blocks, and your golden goal will be to be able to focus for at least 1 hour without getting distraction. And then if you reach your goal, you get a massive shot of dopamine, and that will imprint this habit of focus into you. Obviously, imprinting habits takes repetition. It takes time to put this habit of focus into your hippocampus, but once it is done, it's just wonderful. And again, the equation emotion, because you do not activate your hippocampus if your hippocampus is asleep. So you don't want your hippocampus to be asleep, so you want to tell it to wake up, and you wake it up by giving it emotions. So emotions plus repetition. You're gonna daily have your goals of focusing for X amount of time, and you're gonna daily reach those goals. And the next ingredient is being multisensory, using different areas of your brain. Well, this one, it kind of takes care of itself in this context, because when you are working, you're working with all your senses. So have some goals and have some deadlines, like I should not have distraction for 1 hour, or I should be able to focus for 3 hours straight within 1 week. That is, I have 1 week to train my focus muscle to be able to focus for at least 3 hours straight. So give yourself a deadline to put the extra stress, the extra emotion in the equation. And this ends our video about goals and deadlines in a context of focus. See you in the